got no green, I'm getting hella broccoli. In 2 years, I'ma buy me a big property, and I'ma show my young how to spend it properly.
Today, I want to go over how I ended the day up $324 and alerted and played 2 trades on SPY. The first trade I want to go over is the same day 448 put that I got into. Going into the market open, I saw that there was an ascending triangle pattern forming. I saw that this candle had closed slightly below this trend line, and I took puts on this retest here. Those contracts went for 10%, and I had a mental stop loss here at 448.2. I wanted to see if it could break this yesterday high and test this pre-market low of 447.14. But these contracts bounced at this pivot point of yesterday's high and started to reverse. And I took a small loss of 10% on those contracts. My next trade was the same day 448 calls on SPY. Seeing that the market was starting to reverse to the upside, I started to look for opportunities to play the uptrend. I then saw these 2 big wicks, and I drew a trend line. I then waited for a candle close above this trend line, and using my moving averages, I used those for extra confirmation for me to stay in that mindset that the market was going up. Once I saw that these 2 candles were holding above these moving averages, I waited for a break above this previous wick here. Once I seen price have broken through this slight micro resistance, once I seen it broke out and volume starting to pick up, I entered my calls here. Once I saw that that had broke, my first profit target was this big wick here, this 449.1 level. I trimmed half of my contracts here for 25%. And now that the contracts were in the money, they started to move quicker. And my next profit target was these wicks here from the pre-market, this 449.35 level. And I took majority of the rest of my contracts here, and I left 1 to run. And once the market started moving very rapidly, my last profit target was 449.6, which was the pre-market high test. I got out on this break above the pre-market high for 85%. Those are my 2 trades for the day. I went back, I went to the gym and came back and saw that these contracts were up 267%. And I want to show y'all how you can predict where a stock can go outside of a pattern. So I drew a lower wick. I drew a trend line from the lower wick inside the pattern to the higher wick inside the pattern. I drew that trend line. I take the trend line outside of the pattern and I put it on the breakout. And these contracts here went for 267%. So that's just a little tip that you can do. If you draw from a lower wick to a high wick inside the pattern and you take that trend line outside and put it on top of the pattern, that'll give you an area where a final profit target can be. That's it for this recap. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment.